creative processes are weird. Have you ever thought about that? Like, in general, whenever you try to work on projects, whether it be like just for general jobs or work, or coming up with projects for your art, like it's just the way of coming up with stuff, the way of creating, seems like it's so Blair, like I don't know, like I in a way I can say is like once I made this artwork about like this person who has a satellite for a head. Why it came to my head, I don't know. I was just walking one day, I saw a satellite, and I'm like, what if someone had that as a head, like face? Didn't doesn't It doesn't make sense. Like I don't understand creative processes at all, and that's coming from a person who's professionally technically doing this. So what? It's a weird thing because a lot of the times there's a whole pressure on ourselves, right? Like for me, when I'm trying to post something, when I'm posting every day, I always want to keep doing something that's better than what I did last time. That's nobody's asked me to do that. Nobody's telling me to be better than what I did last time. But my own pressure on myself, it's like it's causing me to go into this state that I have to keep improving, and there's no other way to do anything else. I think that's not something that's, I guess, good for yourself. It's kind of toxic in a way, that mindset that you need to be better, you need to do more, which I think I learned over the past year that it's not important. It's not important at all to actually let's just one up yourself, because your vision for everything is going to be different. Your idea that you come up with for something is going to be different from what you did last time, and that's really important to understand as young creative people, as people who are in this field, because everything works in separate ways, right? Like a particular idea works because you've thought about it and you've worked on it in that particular way. Doesn't have to be the same for the other one. And that's, I think, also something that puts us in that creative rut. Every time we want to keep doing better, every time we want to post, we want to do this, we want to do that, we're putting a lot of unnecessary pressure that just forms on our shoulders, on our head. Like mentally it's difficult. And I don't know, it's basically like for me, when I was in a creative rut, I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't work properly because I always wanted to do something that would be out of this world. But then whenever I made something, it just felt like it was shit. It felt like it was the worst thing I've ever done. And I just wanted to throw it away. Like I just delete the project, not gonna touch it again. Which, funnily enough, and this kind of ties into the whole fact that you don't have to be better, is that when I posted some of those that I felt was shit, they were actually appreciated more than the ones that I loved. That just goes to show you that sometimes you don't realize your work, what it means for someone else, and what it actually holds, because you feel like you've not done enough. And that's the one mindset I think we all need to work on. Whether it comes to jobs where you might not feel like you've done enough, but if you're putting your 100% into something, I'm very sure you're doing a lot. I'm very sure you've done enough for that team, and the more you like give yourself that space, I think the more you will be able to think. Your mind will be freer. That's why the creative process is weird, because it doesn't want to be pressed down. It doesn't want to be like in a box. It wants its own space. But we are the people who hamper it. So we gotta learn how to get out of that whole process. But then again, we are equally as weird. So maybe that's why we get left on red. Bye.